Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Oliver Smith.
Well, temperatures into southern Oregon were fairly pleasant overall because temperatures were actually below average. One of the warmer spots was Lakeview at 92, 96 in Northern California, Montague 93 in Mount Shasta City, but a pair of 89s for Klamath Falls and Medford, mid 60s though, along the Oregon coast. We've had breezy conditions all around the region for today along the coast into the Rogue Valley and east the Cascades. They've been fairly steady between about 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusting at least recently upwards of about 25 to 30 miles an hour. However, we've had gusts around 40 miles an hour earlier today. So we still have the high fire danger for the Klamath Basin and a vast majority of Siskiyou County for the remainder of this evening up through 9 o'clock this evening. As a matter of fact, the gusty winds will finally subside as we get past sunset for tonight. Now we have a wall of smoke in our region into the Rogue Valley, and most of the culprits from the Diamond Complex fire. And here's the smoke. Well, the thickest smoke right now is essentially over about by Diamond Lake. So we were just looking at that earlier, but there's a thin layer that's really hard to see on this particular map, but it's there, and it's good that we can't see it because if we could see it, it'd be really, really bad air quality. But all that is moving into our region. And in fact, kind of looking here on our camera, you can see Medford out in the, looking out towards the north. Yeah, it's pretty grimy. We can't see Table Rock anymore. We were able to see that about 15 minutes ago. So that is all unfortunately moving in our direction. Current temperature of 87 degrees. Grants Pass to Eagle Point, essentially at a line right now of unhealthy air. And Medford right now is now down towards moderate. So you can see it's just moving from the north towards the south. Ashland right now is good, but they're not going to last for very much longer. Crescent over in northern Klamath County right now is still unhealthy. And again, like I was mentioning earlier, Diamond Lake is in the hazardous air at this time. Now we're shifting down towards Northern California. The Park Fire, you can see just to the north of Chico. And there's a lot of smoke from that fire, strong southwesterly flow. And you can see these little white blips, that's pyrocumulus clouds. So that's also a very strong indication that this fire is very much out of control. Radar is picking up smoke as well. It's another good indication that this is a very bad fire overall. Now zooming all the way out, something good. Temperatures were nice today, and that's because of an area of low pressure way up to our north that's continuing to push off towards the east. So temperatures tonight will be pretty nice as well. Now our smoke forecast, you can see, is doing a horrible job of showing the smoke that's in the region already. But these are models. This is the way things work. But we're going to be looking at that northwesterly breeze continuing, and then eventually it'll decrease once we go for tonight. So the smoke will continue to spread throughout the region. Now we go through tomorrow morning, we'll continue to see that southwesterly flowing from the California fire, that Park Fire, so east the Cascades, still going to stay fairly smoky, and that'll also continue into Saturday as well. So no real relief, unfortunately, for the smoke. However, for the Brit Festival tonight into Jacksonville, again, temperature is fairly pleasant, although we're going to start seeing that smoke increasing this evening. Tonight's temperature is 40s east the Cascades, 50s west the Cascades, 57 for Medford, 59 for Wairika. And tomorrow's temperature is pretty similar to what we saw for today, 60s on the coast and 80s and 90s for most of the region. Now our stormcast not really showing a whole lot of activity for the next couple of days, although we're going to see some clouds out towards the eastern part of Lake County, but any kind of shower or thunderstorm activity should stay well to the south and east of our area. Now we go through the day on Saturday, a little bit more cloud cover along the Oregon coast from a system that'll be approaching our region. In fact, here is that particular system. So it's actually way off to our northwest, but the cooler temperatures right now from our jet stream just up to our north. So here comes that system approaching our region as we go Saturday. You can see it's way far away from us, but we get towards late Sunday and into Monday. There's a pretty good amount of moisture with this particular system. So it's kind of strong for this time of year. It does move into the region, but there's a lot of conflicting data in terms of how well it's going to hold itself together. Now, we do have at least a chance of some showers along the Oregon coast and possibly into the Cascades. But right now, most of the rain looks to stay well up to our north. But again, it is a positive thing because if we do get any rain from this would, one, break our dry streak throughout our region, which I'll show you here in a second. But again, we're going to be looking at that possibility of at least a little bit of some rain. So here is the dry stretch right now in terms of Medford, 53 days since last measurable rainfall, last significant real soaking rain, 83 days. So just like Matt was talking about with the drought, that's why we're not getting any relief. And so obviously if we get any rain, that would definitely be welcome news overall. Temperatures into the 60s along the Oregon coast. Hopefully we can get some of those showers on Monday and into Tuesday, but overnight lows staying into the 50s. For Northern California, mid-90s for tomorrow, low 90s and then upper 80s by the time we get towards early next week. Unfortunately, the rain looks to miss your region, stays up to the north. Klamath Basin also doesn't look really to make it east the Cascades as well, but we'll continue with the smoke and haze for the next couple of days. Cascades, you do have a chance of some showers. That's on Monday. Again, not a significant threat at this point, assuming that the system does fall apart. And for the Rogue Valley, again, temperatures below average through Tuesday, and then we heat up late next week.